Well, hello, high school freshmen. How you doing? Hopefully, yesterday wasn't too much work. Wasn't too much time. Hopefully, today will be an additional uh, review that makes sense because you've worked on it before. As you're now basically going to be in high school before you know it, in the actual building itself before you know it. Hope you're enjoying this time to get prepared for that time by doing a little bit of review. As always, you can pause, go back, skip ahead as needed for your video on this. Hope today finds you well, and hope this video finds you finishing it soon and understanding this concept and material, remembering the concept and material, and doing good on the quiz. Today, reviewing, continuing with we're not continuing with interval notation. We're continuing with interval notation like we did yesterday. We're just combining that with solving inequalities. Same process that we use to solve equations. We can solve inequalities, meaning isolating the variable, solve for the variable, find out all the numbers. On this one, it's all the numbers times -7, but you'd rather know what all the numbers are. So we'll go through a few of these, and looks like we're going to be doing the odd ones today. So in doing this process, feel free to, whether you're downloading the worksheet or just writing it out on a piece of paper is fine. The point of this is for you to have the practice. So 84 is greater than or equal to -7 times all the numbers. We want to know all the numbers. So there's 3 or 4 steps here, all by way of review. Nothing new to learn, but just remembering what do we do when the n is on the right side of the inequality. What do we do when there's a negative number that's multiplied or divided onto the variable? What do we do with this inequality sign? Do you remember those steps? So we'll go through it first by solving it the way we solve equations, isolating the n, getting rid of this -7 that's multiplied on. So we do the opposite operation. So we divide by -7 on both sides. We don't like how this worksheet puts the number line in the way, but just I'm dividing by -7 here. So when you divide that on this side, the -7 goes to 1. So we just have one n. And we're lazy, we don't like the n. Now, because we've divided by a negative, we flip the inequality because it's like we flip the whole number line when we multiply or divide by a negative. And you know that. 4 times a negative makes it -4. It flips it onto the other side of the number line. 84 divided by -7, use that in your calculator if you'd like, you get -12. On these, especially on any tests of these, you can check to see how you did to see if you are having your numbers show up on the number line here. If you were to do this and you got a +12 there, but there's no +12 on its number line, you know you can go back and do something different. I'm not very good at graphing items like that. I do better when the variable's on the left. So however you want to look at this, whether you want to look at flipping them all around, whether you want to look at as keep the greater part of the symbol by the end. So as I've moved the n over here, I've moved the symbol as well, and I keep the -12 by the smallest part of the inequality. Another thing we could have done, we could have added 7n to both sides. Zeros left over there. And minus 84 over here, and then divided, and that would have given us the same answer. It's another way to do these problems. What if I should do that on another? Maybe I could do that on maybe. It takes too much time. There's multiple ways to solve this, to isolate, to get the n alone. Just recognize it doesn't have to be that we're moving this whole, basically flipping the whole thing around. You could have just added 7n to both sides. So there's our answer. There we go. Solve each inequality. Done. Oh, we have to graph it too. So all the numbers from yesterday, bigger than or equal to -12. So bigger than or equal to -12, all of the numbers. There we go. Done. 2 items. Oh, and write an interval notation. Each one of these problems has 3 parts to it. So we solved it, graphed it, and then from yesterday, a closed circle means a bracket. Infinity means a parenthesis. And this is everything in between the smallest number on the left and the largest number on the right. We've now solved it, graphed it, and written it in not interval and interval notation. So I'll go through the rest of these. If you feel like you've got this, you can skip ahead and see if you got the right answers on these. I'll work through these couple more. You can skip to the ones you want, or I get started on the quiz if you feel like you know what you're doing. On this one, I'm going to add 10 to both sides so that b ends up being greater than or equal to whatever negative 16 plus 10 is. B is greater than or equal to negative 6. You can use a calculator on all these. And I see that negative 6 is on this number line, so I probably did it right. And I want everything bigger than or equal to negative 6. So there's the graph, part 2 of it. Answer part 1, answer part 2, and then I've got the negative 6 is included, closed circle, so it's a bracket, and everything all the way up to positive infinity that we never reach. So the parentheses is when we never reach a number. 5, this one-step inequalities. These are so great that these are just one-step inequalities. I'm glad we're not doing two-step inequalities. That'd be too much work. All right, to get the x by itself, this 20 that's divided off, the way to undo that is to times both sides by 20, because 20 divided by 20 is 1, and x is left all alone. Just 1x, and we don't write the 1 because we're lazy. Negative 9 times 20, you can use a calculator if you want to get the negative 180, and then check and see if negative 180 is on the number line. Excellent, even in the middle. And graph it. All the numbers less than that number, not including it. There's no equal to down here. Less than or equal to 180. Part 1 of the answer, part 2 of the answer, and then the biggest number over here is negative 180 that we never reach. The smallest number that it goes to is negative infinity that we never reach, and we shade in the number line everything in between it. There we go. Okay, number 7, another one with this negative number that's multiplied on. So you divide both sides by negative 11, but I've already shown you how to do that, so I'm not going to do it. But divide both sides by negative 11, flip the inequality, get a number, and you'll get it right. I'm just going to show those of you who maybe want to see another way to show how this works another way. I can add 11m's onto this side and add 11m's onto this side. Doing that, that gives me just 0 right there. So I've got that 0 is bigger than negative 55 plus 11m's. And then I'm going to add 55 to both sides. So that 55 is now bigger than 11m's. And then divide both sides by 11 to get 5 is greater than m. And like we did on that first one, I like putting the m on the left-hand side. M is less than 5. That's just one way to do it. If you did it the other way, you can check and see if this answer matches yours. Just to show you, you can move terms, the entire terms, onto the other side of an inequality, just to prepare you for future years, 10th grade, 11th, 12th grade, the kind of math where just to get used to the fact that anything can be moved around in equal or in the inequality sign. It's just a matter of moving it around where you use the right operation. If you're moving the entire item, you're just adding on. I've taken too much time on this, so just less than 5, like that. 5 is the biggest number, negative infinity is the smallest number. There you go. I'm doing too much talking. 8.5 minutes. Let's get this done in less than 10, shall we? Awesome. I agree. Multiply both sides by 5 so that m is greater than or equal to 95. Use your calculator to check my work. 95 shows up on the number line, so we're good. All the numbers bigger than or equal to 95. And equal to means it's a closed circle. I've solved it. I've graphed it. Interval notation. 95 is the smallest number, so it goes on the left, just like a number line goes. 95, and I'm shading in everything from 95 to positive infinity. Whatever way you write infinity that makes it look the best. Now I'm stalling. And parentheses because we don't include the infinity. We never get to infinity. A couple things we can't do. We can never reach infinity. We can never divide by 0. There's some things that our math just doesn't work. Anyway, hope this worked out. Hope it's good. Hope it's wonderful. Hope you liked it. Hope you had a wonderful day today. Hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. Bye-bye.